Marjolaine, thank you so much for being here today. I remember the first designer or crafter I think I interviewed, and she talked about the ATC, and I finally said, what is an ATC? You know, you've heard of the all-terrain vehicles and toys and things like that, but there really are artist trading cards, and you all who are designers and crafters, these are works of art that you share. Is that right?
That's right. So they're the size of a baseball card.
Uh-huh.
And so you can buy the pages to put them in, and you can collect them, and you can mail them out to other artists, and you can trade them. So they're a lot of fun.
It's a whole industry just like the baseball trading cards or basketball.
That's right.
So you can buy them, but obviously you could make the little cards. But so they're always a what size?
These are 3 by 5.
Something like that. It's a standard size.
It's exactly like a baseball card.
Okay, we'll get our kids baseball cards and measure. So how do you decide what you want to put on them?
Well, I love layers. And so what I like to do is I might use this is an old dictionary, so I might start off with a layer where I adhere some of that on there with some gesso.
Oh,
You could use adhesive or like a Mod Podge. But for this today, I'm using some gesso. You can just put it on a layer under, and this will work as an adhesive.
Oh, so you put it on underneath it and on the top.
That's right. And then once that's done, you have this layer.
Oh, that's what it looks like. So it dries and it leaves the white, milky.
That's right. I don't put it too thick because I still want to see the book text.
Sure.
And second, I might add some washi tape.
Which you can buy. I know anymore you can buy it in every theme, solids of course, but I like to see, like, these are what, old bicycles, and is that what it is?
Gears.
And is it always the same width, or is it now in different widths?
It's in different widths.
It is, okay.
That's right.
Have that to look forward to seeing.
And then I might add some paint.
And this is just acrylic paint, craft paint.
That's right. Now you should use a paintbrush, but I kind of like to work with my fingers.
You want to feel the art, so to speak.
It's probably not the best habit, but that's how I do it. And once that's dry, I could stamp on it with some stamps. These are just background textured stamps, and doesn't have to be a perfect image. It's just to add texture.
Now, when you trade with other artists, do you accompany the card with an explanation, or ever do that?
You could.
You could.
It's a lot of work. Probably you usually don't.
So do you just get one in the mail sometimes?
Well, some people will fill out, if you buy the pocket holders for the baseball cards, they fit 9. And you could put 9 cards in there, and it folds perfectly in half, and you can mail it in a regular envelope.
Oh.
Once it's folded in 3.
So like with the baseball cards, are there times of the year, like around your big conferences, do you see more artist trading cards going in and out then?
I wouldn't say so. I think people put on what they call swaps, and they'll, they might announce it on Facebook saying, I'm looking for X amount of people to swap with. And then there's some due dates.
I've never known that. That'll be fun to watch for.
It's a lot of fun. And sometimes you can just mail it just to be nice. It's called Happy Mail.
Just a thinking of you type
That's
thing.
Right.
And do you ever get them and not know who they're from?
No, not usually.
So you usually know. Okay.
Right. And on a lot of my projects, I like to add chipboard. I really love chipboard.
Oh,
So here I just simply colored the dress form with just a Tombow black marker.
Oh. Because it was the gray chipboard originally.
That's right.
I see.
And then I could use...
And you just would adhere it with foam or with... Do you usually keep them pretty flat, or do some of them come pretty elaborate with flowers?
You don't want to pay too much extra to mail them,
postage.
So they do have to stay within...
That makes sense.
But I like to add a little bit of texture to my chipboard with some stamp. Which isn't showing up too much, but... And then I would adhere that, and I might write a little message on there. And you can make, you know, a whole bunch the exact same and trade them, or you can do them all differently depending if they're going to the same person.
It would seem kind of addictive in that if I were going to do this, I think I would want to make 8, 10, 12, or 20 and just go through while I had
That's
all
right.
my supplies right there handy.
It's the same amount of work to do 20 than it is for one, so once you have your supplies out, it is best to do a whole bunch.
Do you enjoy doing these?
I love these because it's not as intimidating as a big canvas. You know, and you have many pieces of art, and they're just so easy and
So easy to do.
Yeah.
And you've even framed some, made collages out of them. So you
right.
can
Well,
do a
I've
lot
never
more.
actually done that before, but for the show, I thought I needed a nice way to display them, and now I love them. So
Well,
I think
I do
I'll keep
too.
them in the frames.
And you could even put them in a frame behind glass if you wanted to.
That's
So
right.
there's lots of, and they could go with a room if you were decorating in a certain color. And there's additional ones, sort of in the black and white design. No end to what you could do with them.
Exactly.
I just think it's amazing.
And you can use your scraps if you are a scrapbooker, or you know, if you have different product that you want to use up.
And they don't have to start with white. They could be
That's
any
right.
color.
They could be.
Just as long as they're baseball card size.
That's right.
Okay. Well, thank you so much. You've really taught us a lot about something that I know I had heard of but had never participated with. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.